Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here on Wednesday. So first of all, I do not have the Next Block Wednesday project page set up for us to talk to you about it today. So I have to set that up, and it's been a little bit nutty, and I haven't had much time to actually work on this stuff. So for next Wednesday, this should be good. Should have it out there. I'll get it done over the weekend. I'll work on the weekend on the project page for that. So next Wednesday, I'll tell you what we're going to be doing for the Block Wednesday that will start in January and take us through till the spring. Okay, so BeeHaven, the BeeHaven quilt along. Where's the pattern? Yeah, so we're doing Cape May with the fabric. And I am going to have Rachel Rossi, the designer of the fabric line for Benartex, on either next week or the week after, just depending on when we get it filmed. And so she'll be talking to us about the fabric and how she designed it, and then the actual organic fabric that is used. So it'll be pretty fun. She's wonderful to talk to. Now, I have done a couple clips that shows you working through a few things to get the blocks set up. So let's take a look at those. So went ahead and switched some things out. I brought out the honeycomb. I brought out this gray with a little twig, and this gray honeycomb with the big purple poofy flowers. And then that way, and I've got the honeycomb I put up there. So I've got a little bit more variety now, and I won't have, hopefully not that visual. I may actually pull a few butterflies and go in and get another couple fabrics, so that maybe I might do, I've got butterflies in those two. There's two sets already on the table there. Maybe what I'll do is pull the rest of the butterflies out, and it just, for some reason, they just sort of pop to me, and make it a little bit, maybe make two of these other ones with no butterflies, so then I have got a little bit more variety. That's what I'll do. I pulled the gray bees on the honeycomb. So now, this one has no butterflies, butterfly there, two with butterflies, so that when I mix it all up, they will be much more dispersed since they're a little bit more distinct. Yeah, and it'll be better to have it all mixed up. So what I'm doing for the rest of these, I have everything here all cut enough, and then I needed one more, and I won't have any butterfly in this one, and I brought in the honeycomb and this piece. There's all the little flange that'll go in between, and somebody I'm sure is thinking, like, how am I going to quilt this, because you've got all this texture, these flange in here. And I'm going to do this on my home machine. I'm doing the baby size, and I'm going to quilt through the logs on them. And then, of course, remember, these are all single blocks of the border fabric, and so you just have these guys, to be with the flange. And so yeah, I think it's going to work out super cool. I don't know if I'll just do the wave stitch maybe through them. We'll see. But that's this is just the last part, and then I'll have all 4 of the blocks done, and then there'll be 5. Is it 5 or 4? I forget which way for the baby quilt. Oh, yeah, I'm doing this size. So it'll be 5 of the piece blocks, and then have 4 of the ones that are the border fabric. Love it. Isn't that gorgeous? Here it is layered. The one strip, this unit here, which is already sewn with a flange. I've got the flange. I've got it glue basted down and then layered. So now I am just going to sew it like you normally sew a 1/4 inch seam. But what I'm doing is I'm doing a little bit slower, and I'm just making sure, really sure, that I'm right up at the edges, that everything is lined up. And then you just sew the strip all the way down. And this is a half, not the full length of fabric. I chopped it in half, so it's just a little bit shorter strip to do, which I like working with that better. Here is block number 1. So I had to shuffle everything up a little bit more. I found that I just didn't like it having just all 4 of these from the same group of fabrics. I want to have a more variety, so it gives the look that I'm going for. So I'm really happy about that. And then here's the other ones ready, and then I still have that one unit. But I want to show you using the glue stick to put the flange down. I can't remember whether I showed you that. It needs a couple of hands, so I can't do it with the one-handed camera. I have to do it with this guy. Okay, let's scroll in here because I'm using these glue sticks. So the water-soluble glue. This is the Shoreline. There, you see it? Yeah, that's the company. There we go. So, the glue sticks and fabric are not like, they don't go like glass because fabric pulls and moves. So what I do is I generally try to kind of hold it a little bit with one hand and then just do these short little things because you can't really go, it's hard to go a long length. See, I'm getting this all gunked up because it gets kind of thread and stuff on it. So once I get that, then I take, with the raw edge to raw edge, the flange, because remember it's already folded, right? You've already folded it. Remember that part? So I just put this here. And so only the bottom half, of course, is glued down. And this does not gum up the needle or anything because I'm actually doing this, trying to be very careful and doing it just on the very edge. So this is in the seam allowance and not actually where my needle is sewing. Oh, there we go. And I do the whole thing like that. And that way and you could let it kind of, let's say dry just a tiny bit before you work with it, because sometimes if you pick up that immediately, the glue hasn't really had a chance to dry and it'll just kind of pull away. The two pieces will kind of pull away from each other. So I try to leave it just to sit and dry just a tiny bit. Okay, so that is the block. And I will make for next week, I will have all 5 of the blocks done and then probably talk about cutting the single squares, which are from the border print. And like I just showed you, that's a specific thing, and she has that really laid out wonderfully in the pattern, exactly how you cut it to get that look, so that across the whole row, across the whole row, you have that fabric showing. Yes. All right, I have the last 2 cookie tins to give away. I have actually given away 4 of the tins to my buddies when I went down to the Virginia Quilt Museum, and they came in from out of town, and so I took tins down to them, and I have this one left, but I have, you get to enter, and I have 2 more tins to give away, and you'll get to pick which tin and whether you want chocolate or not, no chocolate or, on them. So yeah, you want to go over to my website to get in the running for a Leckerli cookie tin filled with cookies. Cookies for everybody. I'm really getting into looking at cookie recipes now. I used to bake a lot of cookies at Christmas time when I was in an office because I would take it in for my staff. I had like 40 people at one point, and so I would make cookies. But I found a couple that were a little bit sort of easy, smaller batch, because I need smaller batch cookies now. So I'm kind of looking at that. Might find a cookie recipe or 2 to play around with. Now let's talk about the Virginia Quilt Museum event. I didn't take a ton of pictures because I am there to be with the people who paid to be at the event, and that's just the way it is. But I do have a few things. I did 2 little short videos of just the first floor. I did the whole museum during the open house, and so you saw that video a while back. And you can always go to the Virginia Quilt Museum's YouTube channel and look at videos and see the interior of the whole museum. But here are 2 little clips, just scanning everybody at the event. Here's just a little part of us getting ready to set up and answer some questions, do a little talk, a little Q&A. And then here are the Harrisonburg quilts, just a group of them, and there's more behind, back there, and of course more on the other side. So got through here. Look at all this. So exciting. Yeah, cool. Here's coming in the door of the museum. Now we're a little bit late. It's almost 3 in the afternoon, and so we have most people have visited and have gone home. There is the gift shop, which has so many awesome things. Yeah, and we'll go back over, and so cool. We've got the benches so everybody can sit. You can see here some spouses sitting around, and beautiful quilt. And back here, there we go. There we go. Lovely. It's been so much fun here. Got a chance to see everything. Of course, there's a second floor of the museum, which also has a load of stuff. So let me just go like this. And there's this part of the downstairs. Fun. Everybody had so much fun. It was really exciting. We gave a little talk, Wendy and I. So, this is a picture of Wendy and I together in front of the Harrisonburg quilt, the original. Well, it doesn't have a name. It's the Loretta Spitzer's quilt, the original antique quilt that inspired us to do this quilt along for this fundraiser for the Virginia Quilt Museum, which raised somewhere around $30,000 for the museum, which is just phenomenal. We so appreciate every single one of you who participated, even if you just bought the pattern to help or own, as a souvenir. That always helps. That helps the museum, and they're still available at the museum website, which when you buy it at the museum website, that supports the museum now. So you want to be sure to purchase it directly from the museum, and it's a print copy, so they will send it to you. And you can just pick up some other goodies while you're there. Just go ahead and do that. The fun thing was that I got a little surprise. So let me, later on this month, towards the end of the month, is my birthday, and Wendy went into cahoots with Alicia, the museum director, and staff, and they went ahead, they got a birthday cake, and everybody sang happy birthday to me, which was so fun. And that I haven't had that for a long time, so it was really, really delightful. It was a large cake, so everybody could have some, and it was a beautiful day. It was so nice that we could actually have cake and snacks out on the porch. Sorry, I had to cough. I've been talking for several days, and I'm not used to talking that much, so my voice is a little strained. Trying to give it a rest, which doesn't work, Yeah, so it was really delightful to be able to sit outside. And what is so neat is that the museum is in a Civil War era a barn, and that is just on the outskirts of town. There's a pond out there, and so the community uses, walks around the pond. They might do, I don't know if they have a little fishing in that pond or not, but there were people from the community who come, and it's just sort of a really nice, gorgeous atmosphere for the museum to be in. And we had a lovely day, so it was super cool to see so many of you, and I got to see several of our ambassadors, my friends who helped me online as the ambassadors, who came in. And so we are here in front of Heejin's quilt, and Heejin is from Korea, and she sent her quilt in, and it was accepted to exhibit. Her quilt is hand-pieced and hand-quilted, just like the original. And so we stood in front of that to have a picture taken. It was so much fun to see everything. We'll start out with Ambassador Barbara's block with the panel that she used of all these kind of farm animals. Look how cute that is. It's so, so darling. Here is Bev's, and she has the same kind of big print. See the butterfly in the bottom center one? The print that is on is used in many of the different blocks. It just turned out so cute. And look at the one above, the one with the butterfly. Look how that piece is centered. I think she probably, yeah, I can tell. I scrolled in. That's a pieced block in the middle. Isn't that fantastic? Love it. Candy is gorgeous with that blue, and she did a plaid, a red plaid. So it's all symmetrical. Do you see that? The blue is in the four corners, and then she's got that red strip with the green on either side, like a small red piece. Just lovely. I love those colors. Turned out so good. Cheryl's with her National Park fabric. Oh, she says they live near Buffalo National River, and they've been to 11 of the National Park System locations so far. Just great with all that postcard fabric in there. So fun to use that. Colleen's beautiful quilt. I love the green in here. She repeated that often. It's in her sashing, and then it is in almost every block. Very cool. Deborah's, it is done with binding. Hip hip hooray, you did fantastic. I love it. She's got some gorgeous pine cone fabric, which is what the border is, and that's also repeated in quite a few of the blocks. Repeating is your friend. It's so helpful, particularly on quilts of this size with this number of blocks. Repeating is really powerful in your color story. Okay, this one is by Diane. Oh, she's got a lot of batiks in here, and then some other prints that go along with it with kind of like forest kind of fabrics. Then some animal fabrics like the top right. Bears and buffaloes and moose. So cool. Gail's, this is her top, the front, and she used some fabrics like there's Rainier. Is that, I don't think I said that right. The mountain in the bottom center and some of the other national park fabrics. And then on the back, she's using this panel with the national parks all listed. This is such a cool panel. I did just that panel with a little border for my niece Kate, who is a ranger, and then she is putting her pins on there that she collects. Gazelle's beautiful in green. She's got this gorgeous dark green border and then a slightly lighter version for the sashings, and she made a couple extra blocks. Jane's, oh, love it, love it, love it. The black, and I can't tell. No, I think it's still a top there for a second. I thought it was quilted. But she's got lots of animals in hers. They turned out so wonderful. Next one is by Jean. And she also added more blocks. So you can see there is one more in each vertical and then one whole new vertical panel. Turned out so fantastic. Judy's, she said that she found this squirrel block that she had done and decided it would just fit perfectly in here. And I think it does. I totally agree with you. And she has tons of cute little critters. Like look at the owl in the tree, and there's a big bear up there. This is like a little I Spy. It is so darn cute. Okay, we got Kathy's. Beautiful, beautiful. This is a Christmas version. Christmas border fabric is used in, I think, every single block. There's a little bit of it everywhere. That is so awesome. And then the red. The red just totally makes this quilt. Great job. Okay, Kathy took hers to the Great Smoky Mountains. Look at this. Look how fantastic this is to have it by the National Park sign. Oh my goodness. That is so awesome. Great job. Kelly's beautiful green. Look at the light green. That just really sets it off nicely. And you can see how people don't keep their blocks in the order that I did them, and I didn't do mine in the order that I did them. You can put them any way that works for the colors you end up with. Love that lily pad fabric. Lenita's beautiful, beautiful, and she had this gorgeous, like a border print that she's put on all four sides, and it is just amazing. So pretty. Great use. Laura's is just lovely, lovely light colors, and she said she challenged herself to use just her stash, just what she owned, and she limited her color palette. And that's a super effective thing to do, particularly this size quilt with this number of blocks, because you can really get very, very cohesive. It is amazing. I love on the bottom right that the lake block with that variegated dot. Oh my goodness, so cool, so cool. Okay, Linda's, another really beautiful light colored one with a tan, and then she adds and then there's a bunch of these dark chocolate pops of color in there. Love that. Lorna's gorgeous, another light one. There's like these are all like a bunch of light ones in a row. They're so pretty. I really love it. Look how it all turned out. Wonderful. And she switched the log cabin to do one with smaller blocks. Same concept, but smaller blocks. And then she did 4 blocks. Mary Alice on the cheddar yellow. Oh my goodness, cheddar yellow is just such a cool color. Just gorgeous. Love that. Okay, Pam's. This is Pam's with a beautiful text print. I'm going to show you that text print up close in a second. Oh, looks so good. And then here is the text. Family, love, home, together. Oh, so sweet. Very sweet. Okay, what we got? Susan's. Beautiful. And these look very rich colors. You know, these deep colors and the sort of metallic gold in there. Just wonderful. We got 2 more. Our ambassador Suzanne, my friend Suzanne, look how pretty this is. She had all the critters, so every time we were looking for the critters in her quilt, and her quilt just turned out so cute. And Terry's, oh my goodness, teal. Love the teal. Turned out so pretty. Thank you everybody for sewing along and sharing your wonderful blocks. Thank you for sharing your work at the community Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. Everybody adores seeing your quilts, and you can share them at any time, at any point in the process. We're quilt makers. We like to see it as it's going, as it's finished. You know, whatever the part that you can share, we want to see it, and you can go out and see loads more at the either media tab or photo tab, picture tab, however it says on your device. For whatever reason, it doesn't say the same thing on every device. So if you're on desktop, in web, it's going to say media, and if you are on your mobile, it's probably saying photos or pictures. But you just go to that tab and then you can see all the pictures, tons and tons of project pictures that people share. Okay, here is my Kate May block, and I'm super excited. So because I'm so far now, I'm so close to getting all 5 done. It's going to be super cool. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.